Promises of God run deep and can be encouragement and hope in every season that we find ourselves. Psalm 27 is a psalm of David and is a reminder of the promises and protections of God from somebody who's actually really experienced it firsthand. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Who shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Who shall I be afraid? God is directly and indirectly referred to as light in the Bible, and through Jesus Christ is the light of the world. David, even in times of trouble, also reminds us that God is our light and our stronghold. The original Hebrew meaning here, this word, means fortress or refuge, denoting safety and a means of protection. This word is also used to describe fortress walls for protection against enemy attacks. Our God is our protection against everything that this life throws at us, our enemy. Because remember, our fight is not against flesh and blood, but against the forces of darkness. So how could we hope to fight against it, if not for our God giving us a place of protection within Him? When the wicked advance against me to devour me, it is my enemies and my foes who will stumble and fall. David's confidence in God was battle-hardened, right? These are words of a man who's experienced God's goodness, His faithfulness in times of danger, in times of conflict. Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident. Everywhere that David went, the Lord helped him with battle. 2 Samuel 8 outlines a list of David's victories in war. He was confident in God for not only his protection from his enemies, but also ultimately for his victory over them. One thing I ask from the Lord is that only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek Him in His temple. The tone of the psalm changes here from one of celebration to a deep yearning to be in the presence of God, to dwell with Him, to seek Him, something that we should all desire, to be surrounded by the presence and the beauty of God forever. For in the day of trouble, He will keep me safe in His dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of His sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. And then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surround me. At His sacred tent, I will sacrifice with shouts of joy. I will sing and make music to the Lord. David understood that God's special and supernatural protection was available to those who would truly seek God with all their heart, that his head would be lifted up above fear, above shame. And with praise and worship to the Lord, there is no fear when you carry God in your heart. Even though we may not be able to see the outcome or understand where our life is going, understand how we're going to get to that point, trust in the Lord. Lift Him up in praise and worship. Hear, O Lord, when I cry aloud. Be gracious to me and answer me. You have said, seek my face. My heart says to you, your face, Lord, do I seek. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You who have been my help, cast me not off, forsake me not, God of my salvation. For my father and my mother have forsaken me, but the Lord will take me in. David shifts to a prayer calling out to God. You can hear the plea in David's words to have God not hide Himself from him, reminding God that you have said to me, seek my face. David doesn't get angry with God when it becomes more difficult to hear from Him and feel Him. He reaches out more diligently and more desperately to his Father. The psalm ends with David's request of God to lead him down a smooth path. Notice that he doesn't say an easy path, but a smooth, meaning one that's level, one that's secure, a path that he won't lose balance on, but one that he can stand strong in the Lord against his enemies, against the storms of this life. Finally, his words, wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and He shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, wait on the Lord. Wait on God to show you the way, the path. Waiting on the Lord shows that you have trust in Him and His plans for you, even when you can't see where you're going. This strengthens your heart, and this is a promise of God that even in the uncertainty, waiting on Him will get you through.